We're on block number 3. We're going to do my favorite, which y'all know is continuous curve. I don't want to add a ton of really tight, intricate quilting because these fabrics are pretty brittle, but I do just want to have enough to lock it down, but to accent the piecing because there was a lot of work that went into this. So we're going to start and stop here. Start and stop there at the top left. So we're keeping our productivity up because the machine needle is constantly moving, and we're going to have our direction to go in. So starting up here, we're going to do an arc or a curve, 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 and then you're going to come down the right side again, curve and curve it. And once we get to right here, if I did one more curve, it would lock up this and it wouldn't then be continuous anymore. But we want to keep this going continuous. So now, once we get to this point, we're going to go to the 45 up to the right there. We're going to drop down and curve, curve, curve. Over to the right, curve, curve, curve. Right. And we just keep doing this all the way. Here once more, we're going to curve it, and curve it right there. Okay, so we're back to where we have that dilemma of which way do we go next. So we're going to do that same idea once more. We're going to actually go up this way, down, curve, 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 up. Now, we've left off the curve here because we have to have some path to get back to here to close this off. But we also have all these missing ones here, and we also have the ones in the center that we need to do. So we stopped right here. We're going to travel back the direction we came, and then in the center. And then on our way out, we curve out to here. And then last but not least, we curve out to here. So we have our start and stop in the exact same spot. We kept that method going. That continuous curve just adds a little bit of quilting, and it's a really fast and easy way to get a quilt knocked out if you're doing continuous curve. But again, this shows you the benefit of taking a picture of the block and printing it out. You can find the path of least resistance to keep your machine moving, either if you're doing it on a long arm machine or even on a sewing machine. Keeping that needle moving means you're getting it done faster, which is always the goal when we're trying to learn different tips and tricks. So let's head over to the machine for our last and final block, and we'll take a look at what size needle and what thread I'm going to be using since these are antique fabrics. So with this antique block, I'm going to be using a really fine needle just to keep the fabric as intact as I can because it is delicate. I'm actually going to be using a 2.5 needle or a size 12, which is a very thin needle. And what I do want to caution you on is when you are using this or something smaller than your normal needle, go slower when you are quilting. And take your time. This is not a race with these smaller needles. They will break in that instance. So I'm using that 2.5. So I've got the needle out of the package, and you can just see how thin and small this needle is when it's done. But I'm going to go ahead and change it out and put the 2.5 needle in the machine. And then I also went ahead and swapped out the thread. I'm doing a 50 weight Masterpiece cotton thread on this one. Normally with antique blocks, just how they were done back in the day, we did cotton and cotton on everything. So I'm going to keep that same idea going. And we get to thread this really tiny needle. So just the same way we drew it out, we're going to start at the top left, take a single stitch, pull up our thread, a couple more single stitches to lock it down, and we'll get quilting with this one. So starting kind of following around the outside and going from there. Remembering to stay slow because this is a smaller needle. Finish up here, just like that. So we've got that one locked down, really nice, super duper cute. Again, having that smaller needle and that cotton thread, take your time when you are doing antique blocks.